Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. And today I want to talk about an upcoming open hearing from the United States Senate Committee on the Armed Services. And that is involving UAPs and UFOs. So that's going to come up here shortly in the next few days. So I like to talk a little bit about what could come out during the hearing, and if it's really exciting, I will probably follow up with another video. But if there isn't anything new and exciting, I probably won't. But anyways, here we go. So the hearing, of course, will be scheduled to address some of the growing concerns surrounding the alleged and growing, in their estimation, of UAPs and UFOs. Now, of course, I believe this is probably the first hearing since the Chinese balloon being shot down and these other, whatever they were, shot down over the United States back, I guess it was about 6 weeks ago or so now. And what is going to happen at this hearing is it looks like the lawmakers are going to be pressing the government, the Pentagon, DOD, to increase transparency and increase funding to investigate the UFOs, okay? And because they have to cooperate, the Pentagon and the DOD have to cooperate with the office, the AARO office, okay? So the head of the AARO office is Sean Kilpatrick. And again, that AARO is the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. I don't really know where they got it from. It's kind of an interesting name, but I just call it the UFO UAP office. So, anyways, so the announcement of this new hearing comes after Senator Gillibrand has basically kind of roasted the DOD and for not really providing the needed support, mainly funding, for the second year in a row, okay? So they're not adding any additional funds to the pile and maybe not any additional real support to the office, okay? So that is a big concern. I mean, it's a big concern for me because, I thought they were going to go ahead and have full support. At least it seemed that way, okay? When this all started off, about a year ago or so, when it really got into gear. But it looks like that's not going to happen, or maybe it will, but right now it doesn't look that way. But we'll see in this next couple days at the hearing. So she also, Senator Gillibrand has also targeted the Undersecretary of Defense, who is the guy that holds the purse strings to the money. And she said that she's extremely disappointed that no extra funding is coming forward. And she wants to basically know why. Why is this? We've had a lot of strange sightings and shooting down of whatever it is, UFOs, spy satellites, anything like that. So there seems to be some reason to increase or at least fund this office the way it should be funded. So she's going to press it. She's going to press it. Rubio's going to press it. They're all going to press the Pentagon and the DOD. Okay. I think it's important they hold the DOD to their feet to the fire, basically, on this one. One of the things that also has happened, probably since the shooting down of these UFOs, UAPs, is that the U.S. Navy has now refused to release any more videos. Okay, the famous Tic Tac one that was back, I guess that came almost 2 years ago now, which really got everything kind of stirred up and going. Well, they've refused to. and their excuse was that it would harm national security. Okay, interesting. But I guess what about the bad UFOs? What about the spy satellites? And maybe there's some bad alien UFOs that we need to be concerned about, and that it really would be nice for the public at least have an idea of what's going on here. And because we've been in the public's been in the dark for, golly, 60, 70 years on UFOs, the real UFOs I'm talking about. Yeah, the other stuff is important too, but the real UFOs are what I'm basically interested in. Now, one of the other things that came up in some of the reading I did about this meeting that's coming up is that they're talking, one of the subject matters they're going to talk about in the meeting is Skinwalker Ranch. Now, I know a lot about Skinwalker Ranch. I've been there. I've talked to a lot of people involved in the area. I had, when I did the Olympics in Utah, I had people that worked for me that were very, very familiar with the police officers, and I have some really cool stories. But the point is, Skinwalker Ranch, even though it does have a lot of UFO sightings in and around there, it always has in that basin area, it's really, UFOs are everywhere, okay? And I don't think we have to bring up Skinwalker Ranch. To me, it's probably a distraction because there's really some other really good information, and time can be spent talking about other UFOs and other UAPs. And that's where I think there's going to be some pushback from people around the senators. I think they're going to kind of push back on and bringing that even up at this point. I know it's a very popular subject. Hey, I do videos on it all the time, but I don't really think it's should be in this mix. So anyways, as we know, we shot down the spy satellites. We shot down, and the other thing, we probably shot down some hobbyist balloons or drones that were flying around. That would be the other three of the four, I would suspect, right? And I think it's really just confuses the whole issue here, what we're trying to get across, or what the office, the AARO office, is trying to relate to the general public and tell us. What we should be doing, what we absolutely should be doing, is we should be talking about UFO sightings around military facilities and nuclear facilities, especially around military facilities that have nuclear missiles. I think this is really important. The reason we should do this, because there's plenty of material. There's plenty of material out there about these type of sightings. And these would be the hardcore sightings of importance to all of us, okay? And I believe there are real UFOs doing this. I don't think it's necessarily the Chinese that are flying spy balloons over them. Stop that stuff. The UFOs, the alien UFOs, have been going over these sites for 50, 60 years, and even, changing codes on the launch codes, okay? And I've talked about this before, and so has many other people. This is nothing new, but that's what we should be focused on. But, the reality is the DOD doesn't want the public into the UFO weeds, deep into the UFO weeds. So there's going to be a lot of these dancing and distractions that are going to go on, which I suspect that there would. After we got over the little hoopla about having this office and everything else, when it really got down to the nitty-gritty work, they were going to dance away. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're dancing. So I believe that Senator Gillibrand and Senator Rubio, they have to continue the fight. Because the DOD and the Pentagon, they never have and they never will jump in and help with this. And I think the senators and other people in Congress, they do know the truth. And I think they're going to have to push the truth. And yes, are we going to know every little detail about the UFOs? No. but are we going to probably know that they really do exist, and at least the government is trying to do something to find out what's really going on? Because this is some deep stuff. I've been doing this for probably over 60 years. When I was a kid, I used to read everything I could find on it, but I did some pretty heavy investigating, and you got to remember I did work for aerospace companies, and I do know and did talk to some people there. So bottom line is we got to keep the fight going. We got to keep on it, and we got to hold our senators and congressmen to their feet to the fire, so they keep the feet of the fire of the Pentagon and the DOD. Anyways, so that's it. We'll see what happens in the next few days. I think it could be interesting, or maybe it won't be interesting at all. Who knows? But anyways, comment here about it, or you can send us a private email at dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.